Functified. Come on. About to do it like this, y'all.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
When I sit back and imagine life without you, I can't fathom how I ever thought I'd make it on my own.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about the cedar roll. So I hope you're excited to learn about the cedar roll if you're doing the cedar roll. So I did 2 programs, as you guys have seen in previous videos. I was a cedar my fall program at Boat Rides Dining Hall at Port Orleans Riverside, and I also did the summer alumni program at Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary Resort as a cedar as well. So I worked at Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary as well. That was a really different dining experience compared to Boat Rides, depending on where you work. So you could work in character dining, in casual dining, and upscale / specialty dining. So if you work in places like specialty dining, like California Grill, there's a different kind of level of training, I would assume. I know a couple people who have worked at California Grill, and it's a lot different than working in casual dining or somewhere like character dining where the atmosphere is a lot different. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. So when I worked at Boat Rides as a cedar, I had 2 roles. So I was a cedar, or I was at podium, so I was greeting. So I would check people in, I would use the computerized reservation system, and if they didn't have a reservation, I would put them in the system, give them a wait time, and then give them a pager. And then if I was seating, sometimes I would help set tables. Normally I would just grab a menu, grab a kid's menu if I had to, and then bring them over to their table. And sometimes if it was really busy, they'd have me bussing tables, just depending on if we were really low staff. I think it just depends on the day, honestly. I think I only had to bus tables maybe like once or twice, and then when we had the hurricane I was bussing tables, but otherwise it's really not that bad. It's a pretty easy role. My managers were awesome. I loved my managers there. I also really loved my managers at Chef Mickey's, and now we're gonna get into Chef Mickey's. So Chef Mickey's was definitely a lot different than Boat Rides, like I said earlier. With it being character dining, it was really hectic. There were characters everywhere, there were people everywhere. People were always trying to get pictures of the characters, and you'd be trying to seat people, and then you'd go and Donald would be standing there taking pictures with guests, so you'd have to work your way around that. Yeah, that was probably one of the most difficult parts of seating people, was having characters always in the... Now with Chef Mickey's, my role was a little bit different. I was still seating, I was still greeting, but there were a couple added things in there. We had a silverware room, so we would roll silverware. We would just roll tubs of silverware all day. Sometimes if you had like a 10 to, I think it was like, if it was like a 10 to 10:30 shift, you would be rolling silverware for a couple of hours. Sometimes I would roll silverware all day, which I did not mind. I actually really enjoyed rolling silverware because I've met a lot of nice people when I was rolling silverware in the back. Sometimes, because we are a buffet, sometimes you will have to stock the buffet. That was kind of a new thing that they were doing, so sometimes I would stock the buffet. That involved cleaning, sweeping the floors, sometimes refilling some of the items on the buffet. So if I did it during breakfast or brunch, sometimes I would have to bring out the pastries, or I would have to replace butter, but that really wasn't that bad. I'm trying to think of other things that So learning table numbers really isn't that bad. Most restaurants have a system for learning their table numbers, so they might be set up differently. Boat Rides was set up differently than Chef Mickey's was. Chef Mickey's also had 3 rooms. Boat Rides only had 2. Well, technically 3. So they'll go and they'll teach you all the table numbers, and then they'll have you go and they'll have you be like, okay, so this table number is this one, and go through all the rows. And then they'll also have you check in people too, so they'll let you know how to use or learn how to use the system. So you definitely learn a lot during your role, so I promise you, you won't be lost. And I will insert some pictures of my costume here. My other costume here. pictures at the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you got some information about it. If you have any questions, comment down below. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful day, guys, and may the force be with you. Bye! So the contemporary, oh gosh, I can't talk today. Table numbers is actually not that bad. Most dining establishments have a system for
Shut